Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see I've come out of the closet. Okay, bad pun, but there you go. So today we are going to be swapping these doors, or altering these doors should I say, to accept a sliding door mechanism which I have here. So this is from Toolstation. It's a kit that comes with the rails and all the accessories you need to make a double door, specifically sliding door. So what we need to do is get rid of all the bits and pieces on it. It did have a mirror on it, so we just need to strip the doors down, get them off, and we need to sort the doors out a little bit before I put them on. Did have a mirror here originally. So once you have your doors off, now there's a bit of work to do on these doors, but we kind of need to do something else to the doors to make them overlap, which is to add a bit of wood to them. Probably not going to get into that today, maybe another video, I don't know. So what we're going to do is get these doors on for now and hopefully get this wardrobe sorted out so we can move everything back in. I've just plonked all the screws on my toolbox. I need to get inside my toolbox now, which is a little bit annoying. So what we need to do first is get the rail up. So to do that we need to measure, in this case I'm measuring twice and cutting 3 times. So it's 1.3 meters. Now in this kit it's clearly long enough. It's about 6 foot and it does come with pre-drilled holes. You have to remember which is the back and the front. So when you're looking at that, this has got like this ridged edge, that's the front, and when you're looking at the back it's got the runners for the slides, the slides for the runners, shall we say. So like I said, that's 1.3 meters. So you have a screw hole at this side. You can drill more holes in it if you need to. It's only aluminium, it's very soft. So 1.3 meters there. Mark it. If you want to be technical, then you could use a speed square to square the line up. Just offer it up. I'm just using a pencil here. And there you have it marked. So the next thing to do is cut it. So for the observant among you, you're probably thinking, well, what's he going to cut it in? Well, today I'm going to use the einhell cordless grinder with a thin cutting bit. Now it needs to be thin. To go through metal, it goes through a lot cleaner and easier with a thin cutting bit, but you do have to be careful because they can collapse if you put too much pressure on, and it can jam and it just shatters the blade. So if you haven't got a cordless grinder like me, now that's why you should never prop things up against windows. If you haven't got a cordless grinder, then you need to use a hacksaw. Just be gentle, take your time and make sure you get the cut straight. But today we're going to be using this. Now I did do a review video on this, so we'll pop a link up at the top there somewhere. It'll appear somewhere in the video, but I'll drop a link down below as well in the description so that you can see the Einhell 18 volt cordless grinder. Very handy tool to have, especially for doing jobs like this. It's quite lightweight as well. I'm holding it here with one hand, and it does have the tool in the handle there, which is very good. You have to get it in the right place when you put it back though, otherwise it don't go in. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great tool, and get yourself one if you can afford one. So we're going to take this downstairs now and then get it cut and bring it back up and screw it back in place. So there we go with the cut. Probably noticed the grinder did stop there as well, which is important safety feature of the grinder. So now we've got it in, it is just a little bit too tight, so we need to just trim it a little bit more. Just make sure it is, yeah, it's probably a little bit off. It needs a bit more off, but it's better to have too much than not enough. So there we go, trimmed it, should fit perfect now, that's a perfect fit. But I want that flush with the front. Now this wardrobe's been on a while, so you can expect it to be a little bit twisted. Probably need to get rid of these burred edges here. So we offer it up, make sure it fits, and there we go, it fits perfectly. There's a slight bend in the wardrobe there, so we have to leave it straight because unfortunately we're not here to get the bend out of the wardrobe. So that leaves just screwing it in. So there should be some screws in here hopefully. If there isn't, I might complain. There we go. Some good screws. And I always like to start with the middle one. That way I can get this levelled up a bit. Now we're going into soft wood. These are like self-tappers, so they just go straight in. Give it a slight adjustment if you need to. And screw the rest in. Go. So, what comes with this kit is these runners here, and they're basically attached to the door, and they obviously slide on the back there. You do have to hook them in like that. Now I believe one cranked one way and one that's cranked another way, so you have to make sure that you get them the right way around and you put them on, otherwise the doors won't slide past each other. And that is explained in the instructions, which I haven't used yet, simply because I know what I'm doing, I think. Instructions. So there it tells you there which way around the brackets go. If needed. So what we need to do is get the door sorted out and prepared to go on, and then come back to it. Now before I go, this channel, this basically sits on the bottom of the door and gives you something to run to keep the bottom end of the door in. So it just basically fits to the bottom. You do need to drill this once you've cut it, but I've got a few bits to do to the door first before we put them on. So what I've decided to do is basically get the doors hung before I do any alterations to them, because I want to get the height right and getting them running correctly on the thing. So what we're going to do is put some pieces of wood down on the floor, and what these will do will create the height of the channel that I need to attach to the bottom, plus give me a little bit of clearance as well for this. Now what I might do is screw this to the floor and then run the, if I can find them, there are a couple, oh here we go, these are the handles if you want to use them. We have these, so these basically just fit to, well I suppose you could fit these to the bottom of the door, and they basically just run in the channel like that, like I said, to keep the bottom end of the door in. If you're wanting if you're just wanting the channel to be invisible, then you need to attach that to the bottom of the door and place this on the floor. So I'm thinking of putting this piece of wood down on the floor, or this one here, it's a little bit wider, and then attaching the plastic block to the wood so that the door can slide. But first what we're going to do is I'm going to put these down first, and then we can get one of the doors up and get the height that we need for the runner. Or we could just measure it, I suppose. I might just measure it, that'll save me bringing it up and down, and I'll just bring it back up. So yeah, I'll get this cut now. So for this I'm using the Einhell cordless chop saw, mitre saw, which I did a video review on. I will leave the link up in the description. about this saw. 18 volt, cordless, and we're just going to chop this wood. Probably use it again before the day's out. And it needs charging. And there we go. So I've got this wood cut now, and I'm actually going to fix this in place now. So what we're going to be doing now is using the Stanley Fat Max nail gun, which is here, and again this is I think it's 20 volt 16 gauge shotgun, I call it. So we're just going to hold this in place. And another battery that needs charging. So these pins will just hold it in place while we get the doors on, and obviously if I need to take it back up it will just prise up. The reason I'm running that on obviously is because this rail will basically sit underneath the door like so, so it'll be facing that way up on attached to the door, and obviously I want something solid other than the carpet underneath, so that it runs nice and smooth when the doors are on. Like I said, it stops the doors basically swinging out like that, and like I said, gives you a nice smooth running operation on the doors. So we're going to get the doors cut down, and I'm going to offer them up. Hopefully they will fit. I'll do one first and then do the other, I think. So okay, got the door cut down there. Now you might be able to see outside there, just by the garage. There's the other one ready to come up. I've done them both at the same time. I'm just going to do one for now. But first what I've done is, instead of using this thin stuff here, I've reused the piece that I'd already cut here, and I'm just going to place it on top of that. It's roughly the right thickness of this channel here, probably a bit thicker, but I want to get some sort of clearance on the door, so I just need about that 1/4 of an inch just to give it some adjustment and clearance. So what we're going to be doing now is offering this door up, but I'm going to put this down first and then put the door on and get the brackets attached. So I just need to mark where the brackets are going on the door, and then hopefully it'll fit. He says. Okay, let's see if we can show you what I'm doing in the wardrobe. Now this camera's not very good, but there you can see the runners already on the runner, and just bear with me while I put the door back on the piece of wood. So what I'm doing there is I'm standing in the wardrobe with the piece of wood at the bottom there, balancing the door on, and then we're just going to... Now I think that is about right if it's resting on the door at the top, so we'll put them both on at that and then see what happens. Might have to take the door off again and plane a bit off the bottom, but it should be okay, hopefully. So what I've done is, so here I've attached the runners here and here. I've only placed one screw in at the top of the door, and this gives me an ability to adjust it up and down before I secure it in place. So what I want to do is offer this up to the door here and then see how it goes with the runner on the bottom. So we need to remove this piece of wood from here now and put the door on. So as you can see, I've hung the door. Now obviously this has been on before and it does stick out a little bit from the edge here now, but unfortunately not a lot we can do about that because we're working with the wardrobe that we've got. Ordinarily you would set that back a little bit. I mean, I suppose we could do that, but like I said, there's a bit more work involved in doing that. We are just literally just converting this one into a sliding door. There you go, the door slides and it's free. So if we go to the bottom now, we should be able to find out if the channel fits just by putting it underneath like that. So I can tell you it does fit. So we can attach that to the door and hopefully get the other one on as well. And it'll be more or less done for today, I think. We'll probably do another video because I do need to put an edge on that, but I don't have anything that's the right width without sizing it. I don't have anything long enough as well for the top and the bottom, so we might leave that for today. They do need painting, but obviously I need to do all the other work to them to get them to fit properly. There's also these handles to put on. I'm not sure if we're going to use these. They are plastic, they basically need routering out. I could possibly do a video regarding that as well, using a palm router, and obviously if you haven't got one of them you might struggle a bit to fit something like that. It does need a palm router. But what we'll do is get this finished up. I've got all the shells to put back in. I think we're going to paint it a little bit inside, so I'll get rid of all this pink colour, and then obviously get, like I said, we've got a bit of joinery work to do to the doors. So I'm going to get this sorted out, get the other one on as well, and I'll run you through it all once I've done. So here we go with the door. As you can see, I've fitted it on with the channel on the underneath, which I've got the other one to do yet, so I'm going to show you what I did. And these are the plastic bits that, so you can see why I've put the piece of wood down now, Gaia. It's just an extra piece to help it run along. Obviously it'll wear in time, and it is slightly proud this side because obviously it sticks out at the top there where the runners are. I could probably sit that back, I suppose, if we had a bit more time and a bit more wood on that runner, but I've fitted this flush to that, so it'll do for now. We might do some alterations because the problem is we're taking the width out of the wardrobe here if we do that, and like I said, this has already been built in and we might cause a few problems by doing that. So just leave it as it is. You can always run something on the outside to bring it out, so we could run some architrave round, and again across the top there there's them two cupboards at the top there which potentially could be sorted out. But we're digressing a bit there anyway. So what we're going to do is fit this channel to the other door. I'm going to show you how I did that, and then we'll get the other door on. So all we're doing here is that spare bit of wood that I had, I just rested it on there, and I've changed my drill bit, and all we're going to do is drill some holes. Now all we need to do is attach that to the bottom of the door. Now you probably noticed I put this right to the edge of the front of the door. That is because I want it to catch the runner, so that I can screw that plastic bit to the piece of wood so it makes sure it catches the runner properly. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I take it upstairs. And there we are, guys. This is the sliding door contraption by Toolstation. The actual make of the manufacturer of the company is Silk Wardrobe Door Sliding Gear. Fairly cheap alternative to some of the mainstream stores that you can go to, like IKEA, etc, etc. I think this was around £30–40. Now the only thing is obviously this has been fitted to an old wardrobe design, and the door is sitting proud here, so it could probably do with being set back a bit more, but it is going to reduce the width inside the wardrobe. Now when you think that you've got a coat hanger hanging about here, and the more you go in, the less width you'll have in the wardrobe, so this is about right. So what we might do at a later stage is run some trim round to bring out the side. But there you go. I mean that's kind of a smooth operation right there. So the only other thing is we need to paint these doors again and maybe put some trim onto these end bits, or maybe just put something on the inside of these returns here just to bring them out a bit so that the doors overlap a little bit like that. So if they overlap then it looks more like a wardrobe, but having said that, it doesn't look too bad as it is. We are going to need to put some handles on. It does come with some plastic handles. I don't want to use these because they do look cheap and nasty, but you could fit them on there, and basically you just put the handles in. Now you would need a router or something to put that in. I could show you how to do that. If you want me to show you how to do it, I'll leave some comments down below, and I will do a video and I will fit these to a piece of wood as if it's a piece of a door. But I'm going to use something different on the edge here, but I do need to buy some wood to go on the edge here. I don't have any in my garage, so we need something like this. I don't know, maybe a little bit thicker than that, just to sit on the outside of the door, just to make them overlap a bit. Now these doors were previously cut down, so the width there is different to the width there, so they basically fitted on the inside of the wardrobe properly. So I think if we were to add a piece of wood to the edge there, would be on a winner chicken dinner there. Then a bit of filling, a bit more sanding, and get all this wood painted up, and then job's a good one. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. So here we have the plastic bit that holds the metal runner on the bottom of the door, which is what we fitted. This is the channel. It basically sits there and obviously slides up and down. Now I had to adjust this, I didn't show this in the video. I moved it from the centre of the door to the edge of the back edge of the door, and I did the same on this door here. I brought it to the front so that the doors would pass each other correctly, and if it, there it's just sprung off. This is what you call live video. It is a plastic runner, so I'll sort that out in a minute. Just needs a bit of adjustment on the door. Just wants lowering down a little bit, which is easily done because all we need to do is adjust these brackets here to lower it a little bit. Now, if you remember me telling you about the cranks on these, just move this one back. You have to get them right. The light's gone now because obviously we're inside the wardrobe. Let's move that one across a bit more. There we go. So you've got to get these cranks right way around, otherwise the doors won't pass. So previously this one was fitted this way and the doors won't pass. This is why the doors stuck out a lot further. Now we could bring this track in this way a little bit more, but it's going to come back to about here. So again, that's going to reduce the width of the wardrobe, so obviously the hanging space is going to be reduced, and I think it's a little bit tight as it is. It does look bigger than what it is, but there you go. So I've left it as it is. We'll run something around the side, I think, and make. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate everybody who's liking and subscribing to the channel. It does help us purchase and buy tools and do some of these videos. We are using a different camera. This is like an action camera, GoPro, if you want to look at it like that. It's not a GoPro. It's called the Wolfgang. I'll leave a link down in the description where I got it from on Amazon. It's £40. Hope you enjoy it. It is a 4K. It doesn't last that long, so I haven't done a lot of video in it because this is more or less the first time I've used it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. And don't forget to comment down below if you want me to show you how to fit one of these, and I will show you on a bit of wood, bit of scrap wood, how to fit the handle like that using a router. So thanks for watching once again. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in another video soon.